Today, Brian and I, along with some friends, are going to be talking about cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT for short. First, a brief history. Dr. Aaron Beck is known as the father of CBT. His background is in psychoanalysis. He worked on validating Freud's theory of depression, but the results of his research led him toward a different explanation. Beck found that his depressed patients had negative thoughts that arose spontaneously, or what he called automatic thoughts. He helped his patients to identify and evaluate these automatic thoughts and then to think more realistically. As a result of changing these thoughts, his patients started to behave differently and feel better. This method is known as CBT and has been empirically proven to be effective with not only depression, but a range of mental health problems. Here is a short clip to better explain the key concepts of CBT.
Hey, my name is Woody. Today, we're going to talk about cognitive behavioral therapy. It's sort of a mouthful to say, so it's usually just abbreviated to CBT. If we break it down, the name cognitive behavioral therapy gives us a pretty good idea of what it's about. CBT is a type of psychotherapy that deals with our thoughts, that's the cognitive part of the name, and our behaviors, which is of course the behavioral part of the name. CBT has been thoroughly researched and found to be an effective treatment for all sorts of disorders. Some of these are depression, anxiety, trauma, phobias, addictions, eating disorders, and I could keep going on, but you get the point. In some cases, the treatment can be effective in as few as 8 sessions, and the effects are long-lasting. Alright, let's talk about the theory that's underpinning all of this. CBT is based on the idea that our thoughts affect our feelings and our behaviors. Something happens to us, we use thought to interpret the event, which, by the way, can happen so fast that we don't always notice this happening, and then finally, we react to our thoughts with the emotions and behaviors. Here's a quick example. You call your friend and they don't answer. Now, 2 different people could have 2 different thoughts about the same situation. Person A might think, my friend must be busy, while person B could think, my friend doesn't like me. Person A is going to feel fine and will probably just send a text or something. Person B is going to feel sad and they might dwell on what they could have done to upset their friend. This is called an irrational belief. The irrational belief happened when person B thought that their friend didn't like them without actually having evidence of that. All they know is that their friend didn't answer the phone, and they added more to it in their thoughts. During CBT, a therapist will try to help their client identify their own irrational beliefs. This can be more challenging than it sounds. Remember what I said earlier, these thoughts can happen so quickly that we don't even notice them. When this happens, they're called automatic thoughts, because they happen automatically outside of our awareness. Next, the therapist will help the client to challenge their irrational beliefs. This doesn't mean trying to make all their thoughts be positive and happy. It means making them less negative and a bit less irrational. Usually when a client is able to do this, they start to feel a bit better. CBT therapists also try to help by directly addressing behaviors. Someone who's anxious or depressed usually has some behaviors that are actually contributing to their problems. For example, someone with social anxiety might avoid going out with friends, which will, in the long run, lead to them having fewer friends. Things like this can often lead to thoughts such as, I don't have any friends, it must be because I'm so awkward, which will then, in turn, worsen their social anxiety because of their fear that they're awkward. A therapist will help by trying to change these behaviors that contribute to the negative thoughts and feelings. One final big question. Why do some people have these irrational negative thoughts while others don't? Why did person A think that their friend was busy while person B thought that their friend must be upset with them? One explanation is that everyone has different core beliefs. These are the beliefs that we hold at the core of who we are that shape how we see the world. Imagine our beliefs as a lens. Everyone has a slightly different shape. Person A's lens says, people are kind and I am a good person. Person B's says, I am unlovable and I am worthless. When person A and B go out into the world, they experience everything through the lens of their core beliefs. Oftentimes, these beliefs can be negative and self-defeating. CBT can be used to get at these core beliefs and change the ones that aren't beneficial. In summary, CBT is a type of psychotherapy that addresses how a person thinks and what they do in an attempt to change how they feel and how they function in their life. CBT has been found to be very effective in the treatment for all sorts of disorders. Thanks for watching. I hope you're leaving with a better understanding of cognitive behavioral therapy. If you like this video, visit our channel and subscribe to see more videos like it. Our website, therapistaid.com, also has all sorts of tools like treatment guides, worksheets, things like that to help with mental health counseling. Again, thanks for watching.
Now that you have read, taken a quiz, and watched a video over CBT, here is an example of how the key concepts of CBT can be applied.
Hi, Lily. You really are adorable. Unfortunately, CBT isn't the right fit for everyone. You see, there's a minimum level of cognitive capacity required for CBT to be effective. Do you remember that assessment we did together? Well... I know, it's frustrating. I'm sorry. We will find a more perfect fit for you, though. Hello, group. We are going to start off answering a few questions from the Beck Depression Inventory. You see, this is an assessment that is designed to quantify the level of depression that we are experiencing. Since you all lack opposable thumbs, I will be filling it out for you. I will read a group of statements, then you will choose which one best describes how you have been feeling during the past 2 weeks. Molly, which of the 4 statements do you agree with? I do not feel sad. I feel sad much of the time. I am sad all of the time. Or I am sad or unhappy that I can't stand it.
I would say I am sad much of the time. I get insecure about my weight sometimes. I just really hate my paws. I have fat paws.
Thank you, Molly, for sharing that. Lexi, of these 4 statements, which do you agree with the most? I do not feel like a failure. I have failed more than I should have. As I look back, I see a lot of failures. Or I feel I am a total failure as an animal.
Definitely, I feel I am a total failure as an animal. I am not good at learning tricks, and this makes me feel like a failure. I'm a failure even failing at failing. I'm Faily McFailface.
Thank you, Lexi. Tricks can be hard. Now, Duncan, concerning your appetite, which of these statements is most representative? I have not experienced any change in my appetite. My appetite is somewhat less than usual. My appetite is somewhat greater than usual. My appetite is much less than before. My appetite is much greater than usual. I have no appetite at all, or I crave food all the time.
My appetite is much less than before. I find it hard to bring myself to eat even kibbles and bacon, which used to be my favorite food.
I'm sorry to hear that, Duncan. Now, Riley, which of these statements relate to you the most? I am no more tired or fatigued than usual. I get more tired or fatigued more easily than usual. I am too tired or fatigued to do a lot of the things I used to do, or I am too tired or fatigued to do most of the things I used to do.
I'm too tired to do most of the things I used to do. I used to love hanging out with my friends, but find I would rather stay home and sleep now.
Thank you all for sharing that. I know that it can be hard to talk about these things. After adding your scores, it looks like you all fall into the moderately depressed category. Now that we know that, we are going to move on to creating our goals for therapy. A key component of cognitive behavioral therapy is goal setting, and these goals are what will determine the specific ways that we will work together to help you make changes. Lexi, what is a goal that you have?
I want to be able to play with my friends again and, dance with them and stuff like that.
That is a good goal, Lexi. Based on that goal, we are going to work on cognitive restructuring. Earlier, you mentioned that you are not good at learning new tricks.
Yeah, I always mess up when asked to dance, and I just can't do anything right.
Yeah, those thoughts that happen when triggered by a certain situation, those are called automatic thoughts. How do you feel in that moment when you have that automatic thought of not being able to do anything right?
Well, I feel worthless.
And what do you normally do after you start feeling this way?
I normally go lay down by myself and avoid my friends.
Can you think of a time when you did a good job at performing a new trick?
Yeah, I sit on command really well.
So next time that you start to think you can't do anything right and feel worthless, can you combat those negative thoughts by thinking of times that you did do a good job at learning tricks? You could change your self-talk. Instead of saying, I am worthless, you could say, I am a great sitter and I am loved.
Yeah, I think I can do a good job at that. I can do a good job at that.
Good. Now, Molly, what is a goal that you have?
I want to lose weight, but I can't ever seem to stick with it.
When is it that you feel like you have the hardest time losing weight?
Maybe when I'm stressed out. It's difficult to lose weight when I'm stressed out, for sure.
Yeah, I understand. I think it would be beneficial if you start keeping an open-ended diary of your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors so that you can identify when you are stressed out and what may have led to that. Identifying these stressors could help you to think about the situation in a different way and cope without turning to food or comfort.
Wow, you're a fantastic feline. I think that sounds like it will really help.
Duncan, what do you want to get out of our time together in therapy?
I want to enjoy eating my favorite kibbles and bacon again.
Let's practice that then. Who would like to model enjoying eating while Duncan engages in behavioral rehearsal?
I will.
All right. Good job, you two. Thanks for participating. Riley, wake up over there. What is a goal that you might have?
I want to hang out with my friends again and stop sleeping so much.
What are you thinking about when you decide to stay home to sleep instead of hanging with friends?
I get very anxious because I think that maybe the other dogs won't like me and I won't be fun to play fetch with, so I just decided to stay home instead.
All right. Let's practice some mindfulness. How are you feeling in that moment?
My heart starts to race and it becomes, a little bit harder to breathe. I normally start panting really hard.
Okay, so now that you have recognized those emotions and become aware of them, the next time when you start feeling that way, you could practice engaging in meditation.
Huh. Okay, I think I could try that. Could you put a meditation app on my phone, maybe? I can't do it, the thumb thing, I can't do it.
Of course I can, no problem. Good work today though, guys. As you know, a key step in the CBT treatment process is to evaluate whether or not we have made measurable progress. Now that you've taken the Beck Depression Inventory again after treatment, it looks like some of the scores have gone down a bit. That is awesome progress today, guys.
Now that you have witnessed these adorable animals participate in CBT, we need a few volunteers to do the same. Thank you.